welcome to the video. And welcome to 2026. That feels crazy to say out loud. Oh my god. A shower in the morning can actually be life-changing, especially if you feel really gross. A shower in general can be really life-changing. Yes, hello. How we doing? It's January. It's a new year. It is January 2nd. It's a little past 12 p.m. I actually kind of got a boogie. I have therapy in like 15 minutes. Not like 15 minutes, I have therapy in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna get my butt in gear momentarily. However, I wanted to say hello. I thought after therapy, maybe we could sit down and go over some New Year stuff together. Not like heavy resolutions, because I'm not really doing that. Like I am, but I'm not. It's kind of exhausting and tiring and pressure and stressful sometimes, a lot of the times. A new year can be a lot, so I'm kind of taking a different approach to it this year. So I thought that maybe we could like sit down, go over some of that. But like I said, I have therapy, so I have to go. I will check back in with you after. The lighting is kind of ass, I apologize. But I'm happy the sun is out. I won't lie. It is nice to see the sun. Also mind my bare face. I'd be going out without makeup so often these days. Younger me would be shook, but I just don't. I just don't care. I don't care. I do think you can kind of tell though that like the brow dyeing from last video did kind of work, right? Like there's nothing on my face right now. The bright light is not helping, hence the shadow that I'm gonna make myself here. But like, look at that. That's crazy. That was not a thing before, if you ask me. Who would have thunk that dyeing the eyebrow hairs would actually make them look darker? Who would have thought it? Anywho, therapy was good. I can't even express how much I love and appreciate my therapist. I did cry. I did cry, as I do somewhat often, but Christmas was a bit poopy. Well, some of it was really nice, actually. Some parts of it were really cute, really nice and wholesome, but overall mood-wise, I just felt pretty sad and down, and so we kind of dove a bit deeper into that today, and I cried a good bit. She's helping me feel like it's okay to feel the things that I feel. Part of my issues is like thinking that I should feel a certain way, that I should be a certain way, but then my emotions don't align with that. And I'm like, wow, there's something wrong with you. You're the worst. You're immature. You're this, you're that. Because I'm feeling things and my brain's like, no, you can't feel that. That makes you shitty, or that makes you a brat, or that means that you're having a tantrum. But like, it's just makes it that much worse because I'm like not allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling, which then just prolongs it. Anyways, it was a really good session. I feel like we or like, that's me, not that, that's me like chipping away like a stone. Oh my god. It is now 1:56. I just got, a Starbucks. My message to you via barista. I know I said I'm not getting it as much, and I'm not getting it as much. This is the first one I've gotten in like well over a week, so cheers. Ooh, that's a strong one. Positive connotation. I like it to be like a strong coffee, but I also like it to be sweet and yummy. But if it's too sweet and yummy and not enough coffee taste, I'm not happy. And if it's too coffee without enough of the sweet and yummy, I'm not happy. Really hard to make me happy. I say as if I don't experience that every day. I'm just a really picky individual, so this one was made very well. Anyways, I'm gonna head home. I just thought that I would check in. It's so nice out, and the thought of just like going and sitting in my apartment right now just made me kind of like, ugh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. So I kind of just want to be out and about a little bit longer. Have some of my bev while soaking up some vitamin D. So that's what I'm doing. Super eventful. Super fun. I know. Wow, who is she? I want to live her life. I want to go sit in a corner of a parking lot by a busy road and soak up the sun. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? You know what I mean? While I try not to like shit on myself, I think that if your entire humor is you just shitting on yourself, like I don't think that's a good thing. The more you like tell your brain something, the more it'll believe it. But you have to rag on yourself sometimes. Like you have to like not take yourself so serious and also poke fun at like silly things. Just don't let it like eat you alive. Do you know what I mean? I can't like not ever joke with myself. I went to, quick story, I had like one program that I was gonna do after I got out of hospital a while back. It was called the day treatment program. It just wasn't a good fit for like my personal issues, but there was a therapist there that you have like in tandem with the day treatment program. And I just knew after this exact moment that it was not gonna work with me and this therapist, which is a thing. You have to click with your therapist. All therapists can be different. All people can be different. Finding two that match and click and are good. It's a whole thing. Sometimes you might get lucky off the hop, but anywho, this woman, we were talking about just different hobbies or like different skills. It was something like that. And she was like, oh, it sounds like you have a lot of hobbies, a lot of little things that you're good at, a lot of talents. And I was Just trying to fuck around to be like a silly goofy gal, and I was like, yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. And I was like looking off to the side or something when I said it, and it was silent, so I look back and I make eye contact with her, and she's like, no. That's negative self-talk. That's not healthy. We don't need to talk about ourselves in that light. And I'm like, girl, I know the principle you're speaking of, but I'm just trying to have a silly goofy laugh with you. It can't all be serious. I can't be fully serious because that's just not who I am. Maybe some people love that, but for me, like, I need to have like a goop and a gag with my therapist, but then I also need them to like check me and like bring me back. Do you know what I mean? Some people might love that approach, but for me, I was like, if I can't make a joke with you, one that is as silly as that, how am I gonna tell you my deepest, darkest shit and not be afraid that you're gonna look at me like, oh, honey, like, I don't want that. I don't want that. What do I even be talking about? Like, what? This is why I think this would be a good career for me, because I can talk about anything to a fucking camera. I've been here talking to myself for like 12 minutes. Oh, man. Okay. I guess I'll drive home now. We are home. We've been home for a minute. It is about to be 4 p.m. I got my footage added to my computer. And here we are. I've just kind of been scrolling. I get caught up in that hardcore some days. With ADHD medication, especially if you're like later diagnosed, you really have to be like, like, you don't just like take the pill and you're like, oh, I can focus on the right things now. No, you have to make sure that you're choosing to focus on certain things, or you can like hyperfixate into the wrong thing. If I'm on my phone in the morning when my pill starts kicking in, I'm hyper focusing on scrolling, or like I'll find some weird conspiracy theory, some news about somebody, or this interesting fact, and then I'm like researching it until the day is done. So you have to be careful, especially if you're late diagnosed and like don't have the facilities, or like it's not ingrained in you to try and put your effort into the right thing. It's not a magic fix. There's no such thing as a magic fix pill. If anyone tries to sell you on that, don't listen to them. I realize there's a few errands that I probably should run, so I am gonna run out very shortly and pick up a few things, probably go to Dollarama, Shoppers, my main haunts these days. But before then, I said that we would talk a little bit about New Year's and the whole resolution, new year, new me, like all of that stuff, and sort of what my mindset is for this year. New Year's can be very exciting but daunting. Like, it depends on where I'm at with my mental health, and for the bulk of my adulthood, it's been a bit more overwhelming than enjoyable. It can be nice to think about like a clean slate, and it can be nice to sort of like check in with your goals and what you're hoping to achieve and all that kind of stuff. But it can also just make you feel so like, oh my god, I have to do everything now. I have to make sure everything is in order. The year is starting. My ducks have to be in a row. Everything has to be perfect. And it's just very unrealistic. And I think the online, the social media of it all, I think that does not help the situation. Most of what I see is the whole like, gotta lock in for the 2026 rebrand. 2026, I'm gonna be the best version of myself ever, hottest, fittest. And it's like, I don't know, if you're someone that motivates you in like a positive way, then you go girl. You go girl. That sounded like I was being condescending, but I'm not. Each person is very individual, and so the way that we react to things is very individual. But this whole narrative that's pushed of like all these different things you now have to do for the new year, all the goals to set. What are your goals compared to my goals? Am I successful? How to be the most successful, the best version of yourself? And it can just be a little toxic, in my opinion, especially with my brain and the way that I work and operate. Like, it's almost just like a trigger to send me into like a panic. I've always felt like New Year's Eve should be this big grand party with sparkles everywhere and confetti and like glitter and everything is shining and like you feel so full and so hopeful and whatever, and I've just never felt that. I don't think I've ever felt that. Maybe as a kid there was more hope and like fun and whatever in it, but since I've been more like aware of myself, aware of my thoughts, I find it really hard to get out of my head, and I just feel really lonely no matter what I'm doing. Whether I have plans, don't have plans, I'm at some massive party surrounded by people and a more quaint thing surrounded by a few friends, it seems no matter what, I feel anxious and alone, and like I can't experience life properly. Point of the matter of all that is, not to be a big dump on New Year's Eve or like New Year's or whatever. It's been weird. It's been like a weird holiday season because I think I'm just like really coming to the realization of the ways that I'm changing, or like things that I like and don't like that I maybe once thought that I was supposed to and therefore then had to. This is a big ramble. I didn't really do much on New Year's. I watched Stranger Things. We can talk about that later, perhaps. I tried to let go of expectations. Tried to just be like, it's another day. It doesn't have to be this big thing. But I am someone that's like a chronic trying to improve. I have trauma, I have PTSD, I have ADHD, I have other issues that make life a little more challenging. And so because of that, I'm always trying to find ways to improve my day-to-day life. I do think I've been doing well with growth, with all those fun buzzwords. So I don't have like a resolution per se, but I'm sort of just continuing the same goals that I've had and just sort of refining a few parts of them, maybe breaking down a couple little pieces that I'd really like to make sure I put effort into. The main goal, the main title of it is to just take better care of myself. I'm sure that sounds really lame and lackluster and anticlimactic, but that's like the key to life, in my opinion. Learning yourself, understanding yourself, how to take care of yourself. And it's a fickle line because your brain can play lots of tricks on you. Sometimes it thinks that you should stay home, or you should not do a thing, or you should hold back because it wants to protect you, even though that may not be the best thing for you. So I'm trying to do the things that are best for me to take care of me. Little points that I really want to focus on. I decided to take 3 of them because 3 sounds like a really nice number and like attainable. If you have a list of like 25 things, at least me, I'm not gonna do 1 of 25 because that's just way too overwhelming. But 3 in 365 days, that's doable, especially considering they're all like under the umbrella. So I have with me here this little calendar agenda. I basically need a planner to function properly. Do I use it meticulously? No, I do not. I got this at the dollar store. I got this at Dollarama. I thought it was really cute. It has like gold pages and I like the setup of it. So like at the beginning of every month, you have one of these guys. I thought for January, I would write my resolutions on the notes part over here. So we're gonna do that. I always feel so much pressure writing books because I'm like, if I write this messy, if I fuck this up, then I've ruined the whole book and we have to throw it out. That's not true. That's not real, but that's what my brain likes to say. I'm going to put here resolutions / goals / mindsets for 2026. We're cooking. Okay. This is just always how I write lists. It doesn't really make sense for the format that I'm doing right now, but the main point, take better care of myself. And I'm gonna do 3 little points underneath that. Number 1, how do I wanna write it? Cleanliness. It's not necessarily hygiene. I'm getting a lot better at like making sure I am hygienic. I know that probably sounds gross, but whatever. Cleanliness, more so with my surroundings. Like I really would like to get a routine of cleaning my apartment. Maybe even have that as like a checklist of things that every month, say, I want to make sure I've done at least once that month. Maybe that's like bigger things and then smaller things once a week. I'm not like, my place isn't dirty by any means, but it's not, I don't have a good routine of it. It's something I avoid doing. I don't enjoy it. And so I can let it build up a little bit more than I would like. And I want it to be just habitual and to not feel like when I have a person over, I have to like make sure I'm looking in every corner and doing a clean then, because then it just feels like I'm cleaning for other people, but it's not. I should be cleaning for me. I deserve a nice space. We all do. That's gonna be the number 1 piece of this. Cleanliness. And then I will put brackets, apartment. We'll put apartment plus self. That way it's like a reminder to keep up on the progress I've made with my personal hygiene as well. Number 2, physical health. This is a tough one because I don't know if I've really talked much about this on my channel, but I had a really big weight loss many years back, like probably like a decade ago now. I lost nearly 200 pounds. That sounds crazy. Every time I say it, I'm like, I sound like I'm lying, but I'm not. I literally lost, it was like over 180 pounds. So I went from, you know, one size to another and things very drastically changed. For a lot of it, I did it the right way, you know, the healthy way, if you will, but I did fall a lot into the diet culture, into just trying to fit a certain size, trying to get smaller. Like it was an obsession. It genuinely was an obsession. There was some disordered eating. So I have almost went the opposite way of trying to just listen to my wants and like really honor those and like not restrict myself so that I can sort of break the restrictive mindsets and like all that stuff around it. But I feel like shit. because I'm not exercising anywhere near enough and I'm not prioritizing nutrition. Like, there needs to be a balance between nutrition and happiness. If I'm just eating everything that I want to, I will be malnourished. I probably am malnourished. Malnourishment does not look the way that people think it does. It just means you're deficient in vitamins. When I learned that in school, I was like, whoa, what do you mean? So I want to make sure that I'm thinking about my physical health, not being overly restrictive, not being harsh on myself, not being extreme with, I'm gonna go to the gym 6 times a week and I'm gonna do Pilates 2 times a week and then I'm gonna add a yoga routine. Like, none of that. I just want to think more about how I feel physically and do more things that are going to improve my physical health. And number 3, I talked about this one in therapy today, and I know that this is what I need, but it scares me. It scares me. Do you see that number 3 there? Feeling my emotions. I apparently love to intellectualize. I love to understand what has brought me to the bad feeling and understand my psyche and what can trigger me to have bad feelings and all those sorts of things. But when I'm feeling down, it feels so intense that I am panicking. I'm like, I can't feel this. This is too much. And almost like gaslighting myself into thinking that I shouldn't feel this way. So then like, I just can't, but you need to feel things. Does that make sense? I'm sure that probably sounds crazy, especially for someone that's not at all like mental health interest. Those are my little kind of goals that I'm refreshing into my brain, kind of keeping at top of mind entering this year, 2026. I am also going to add another little piece to this. It's not really like a resolution. However, I'm also going to upload 1 YouTube video per week. I'm not working, as you know, if you've been here. And while this can cause me stress sometimes, for sure, it is a really great avenue to put motivation into, to put thought into. I really care about it. I really love it. I know I say it all the time. You guys are probably like, yeah, we fucking get it, girl. I would like to continue prioritizing this as well and put more of an actual number on it. I think having a goal like this for this specific thing will be a nice guide. I think that that's doable, and I think that it would be a great way for me to both work on something that I'm so passionate about and feel the fulfillment of accomplishing something. I don't want to focus on like the analytics part while I do want to grow and all that kind of stuff. I really want to think much more about the achievement of doing it. The achievement of putting the effort into something and putting it out there. That's an accomplishment. I don't want it to be accomplishment of analytics. I want it to be accomplishment of just doing it. Be more regular with it, be more active, get a routine going. Routines can be like the bane of my existence because I love them, but I can feel claustrophobic in a routine very easily. It's like I need routine, but I can't have it be so rigid that there can't be like room for discrepancies or things to move around a little bit if I want it to. It's hard to wrangle this organ up here, okay? It's hard. I'm trying my best. Anyways, those are the goals. My thoughts for this year, 2026. Oh boy, really is daunting. The thought of it is daunting. Like, it's not daunting because it's just another fucking day. The idea of it's very daunting, isn't it? Okay, that's that on that. I've been here for 30 minutes. Editing me is gonna be really pissed off. I am going to watch some hot takes while I kind of get myself together. Maybe do a couple little tidying things before I head out. And then I'm gonna run some errands. I'll probably take you with me, but if it's busy out and about, which it may be, I may be shy. But I'll like, the plan's to take you. Errands. Let's run some errands. Thank you. Swear to God, I got no change on me.
We're broke after New Year.
No, genuinely. This is literally the exact same basket that I had last time. How weird is that? Oh my God. I've hit the jackpot. I'm stocking up. There's the list. Really fun.
Thank you for using our self-checkout.
What an angle. Being out in public, be like, do you see how much I'm sweating, how warm I am? I like genuinely don't feel like I'm like allowed to be out in public. Doing nothing nefarious, literally filming myself doing literally every little tiny thing. I need to stop saying literally. And I'm here like panicked, like I'm stealing something. Like I accidentally brought a fucking pew pew in there, you know what I mean? I'm like panicking at all times. And then my like bank app does this thing sometimes. If you click out of the main thing, which I accidentally did, the like autofill password doesn't come up. And you like, even if I clear the app and stuff, like it doesn't come up. So then I have to go to the browser and then sign in on the browser because I do have it saved in my browser information, but it doesn't register that it's the same thing there and it's just faster. So then I go to the browser and then I have to sign in on the browser. And then once it pops up for like the 2-factor authentication, because I have that on everything and you should too, it will let me put the password in and then open up my app. And I have to do all that because I transfer money to my Visa as I pay for things. I'm pretty broke. My Visa is pretty much at its limit at all times. I just always transfer the money from my account to my Visa when I pay for things and I have my card locked at all times. Is anybody else with me? Please tell me I'm not the only one that does this. And then I always forget until I'm right there that I have to like move money. It happens every single time. And so then I panic and then I'm still there so long. I'm like, I look like I'm being really sketchy. I look like I'm being like a weirdo. They're gonna think that I'm trying to like rob them. I panic. I was just slowly turning a darker shade of red, getting more and more warm because I'm so overwhelmed. Man, oh man, do I have issues. Jesus Christ. I'm on one and I'm gonna get off one and go home. See ya. I am back. I'm gonna do a quick haul of everything that I got. I showed you most of what I got at Dollarama, so I'm not gonna show anything that I already showed you, but I will show you the few things that I didn't show you that I ended up picking up after. First things first, I've shown these before. I'm aware they're not for most people, however, adorable. They already have Valentine's Day stuff out, which kind of pissed me off, but that's a rant for a different day. I just love these pops with like the little icing or whatever. Call me a freak, I don't care. I also absolutely love these. They're made by the Ferrero Rocher people. Usually get them in like the trio. This one is definitely my fave. Ah, it does have coconut though, so if you don't like coconut, I don't think you'll like it. A duster. I did show this, but it smells so good. It's my favorite. If they ever stop selling this, I'm gonna be really sad. It's cherry almond. If you've ever smelled that pink soap that's usually out and about, it's very nostalgic as well, and it's like the best smelling soap in the world. Fun fact, that flavor, that scent is cherry almond. I just love the scent of it, so it's an all-purpose disinfectant. This is all from Shoppers now. So I got dry shampoo, the cherry one. I just really like the smell of it. Soap. Nourishing hand wash. Cucumber and green tea scent. The main thing I got was hair products because I realized I'm pretty low on multiple different hair products and especially ones that are color safe. This is a repurchase. I've repurchased this a few times now. I do follow Abby Young. I don't necessarily do the Abby Young method. That's like a whole thing, but I do kind of look at some different products that she recommends, especially drugstore products. And I do really like this, but it can sometimes I feel like build up if I only use this over time. So this was on sale. I can't remember for how much, I apologize, but there's only one left, or like maybe two. L'Oreal Paris Everpure sulfate free, so it's like the color care system for colored hair. It's a clarifying shampoo for hard water exposure, removes residue and buildup. I really like the Neutrogena like OG. I haven't seen it in a really long time. Like I can't seem to find it. I was hesitant to buy another one knowing that I was dyeing my hair and all that kind of stuff. If you don't know, dandruff shampoo, usually clarifying shampoos, that kind of stuff, they can be harsh on your hair. And if you have color in your hair, they can strip it that much faster. So this is a clarifying shampoo. Never tried it, but it was almost sold out, or was sold out, I can't remember. And it was on sale, so I'm gonna give that a try. Another, I think, approved product from Abby Young, the Coconut Miracle Oil, the OGX, it's another OGX product. I remember always thinking these were so cool growing up. I don't know. Something about them I just enjoy. I'd stopped buying them for a while because there's always stuff going around about how terrible they are for your hair. And then looking into her stuff and her progress and stuff. I don't know. It was just... She's really great. If you like hair stuff, you're interested in that. She has a lot of great recommendations. Anyways, I got a big bottle of it. It was pretty expensive, but I go with her conditioner quite often because I have fairly thick hair and it's quite long these days. The longer it gets, the more conditioner you use as I condition pretty much like from here down. My hair's gotten so much longer. Oh my gosh. Can you see? I want you to put you down a bit. Do you see that? That's crazy. I really missed it in terms of like going out and stuff like that. I love having long hair for the way it looks. I hate dealing with long hair. Hi, Sailor Bean. Hi. Do you want to say hello?
I think the fuck not.
It's a baby bean. You are too cute. God, I love her so much. Lastly, in the hair product category of my haul is hairspray. This one was a lot cheaper than the one that I had before, which I bought a very long time ago. While I do use it on my hair, I also use it as setting spray. That's probably really bad. I know it's bad. I know it's bad. But I've yet to find a good setting spray. I just find none of them work great and they're so expensive. The ones that seem to be good are so expensive. I know that's a horrific solution, but it just really makes it last. I picked that up during cheerleading. But I like to wear a much fuller face of makeup, and sometimes you would have 2 different runs or 2 different sweating occasions in a day. At least once in a day. You're usually at your competition for quite a long time. You'd sit in it, sweat in it, and I wouldn't want it to move, and the best thing I found for it was hairspray. So I still do it sometimes. It's not great. I'm not saying to do that. That's not, it's really not good advice. It's not good for your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin or if you break out easily. Your skin can't breathe with it, so... And you also can't breathe in. If you were to do it, hypothetically, don't breathe in. You shouldn't be inhaling hairspray. Anyways... I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that is something that I do as well. But I also use it for hair. Very boring things left for the most part. Toilet paper. These are a protein, primarily milk protein shake. There is a little bit of protein powder in them, but I don't find they're super chalky or gross. They're not the most delicious things I've ever had. They're not as good as ultra filtered milk products, but they come in a pretty decent price. I think they're somewhere between $20 and $30, and you get 12 of them. In today's climate, that's not that bad. I try to take it in the morning with my ADHD medication, just a way that I will get more protein in. I just won't mix protein powder, I just won't. I've learned not to buy it. Even though it's cheaper, I won't do it. So, that's why I'm getting it in. I did also get Diet Pepsi, of course. And I also got some classic treats. Tunnix Snowballs. They have the marshmallow goo on the inside. So yummy. Caramel logs, I don't know. And some Jam Jams. All great treats. If you ever visit Newfoundland and you're not from here, definitely try some of these. I think these you can get in the UK. I don't know though. Anyways, super yummy. Oh, and a tip for these too. I put them in the freezer. They're really yummy in the freezer. Okay, I'm gonna put everything away and then I'm probably gonna edit for a while. So I'll see you in a bit, or I'll see you in the morning, or I'll see you next time. I don't really know, but I'll see ya.